Okay, let's keep reading the Suitcase Kid. It's getting exciting. We are up to P is for photographs. Dad's got a camera. We're back to the old routine now. Once a week, 1 week at Mum's, 1 week at Dad's, you know. As easy as ABC. Carrie was a bit huffy at first because she'd had a social worker round to check up on things. And she said, "Everywhere is spotless," said Carrie. "You tell your mother that. We might be a bit untidy, but the flat is perfectly clean," and she said that Zen and Crystal are delightful. Oh. Delightful, intelligent children who have obviously had a lot of loving care and stimulation. The delightful and intelligent twins were having a fierce pillow fight as she spoke, lovingly and carefully stimulating the pillows until they both burst simultaneously and scattered a snow of feathers. Carrie just laughed. Even Dad didn't get cross. He got his camera and took a lot of photos. "You'll wear that camera out before the baby's even born," said Carrie, still laughing. She turned to me. "I bought your dad this second-hand camera so he can take lots of photos when the baby's being born. Won't that be lovely?" I stared at her. "I know how babies are born, of course. Didn't think they were going to be the sort of photos you could put in a silver frame and prop on top of the television set." Dad saw me looking doubtful. "I want to take lots of photos of my number one daughter too," he said. "Come on, Andy, give us a smile." I gave him a smile, and then another, and then I put my hand on my hip and gave him a little wave. Then I pointed a toe. Then I pirouetted around the room, Dad going snap, snap, snap. "That's the girl, Andy. Hey, that's great. You've really got the idea, haven't you?" It was wonderful. I felt like a film star. Crystal came and joined in, and she smiled and waved and pointed too. But she didn't do it as naturally as me. And Zen was hopeless, glumping about and pulling hideous faces at the camera. "No, Andy's the star model," said Carrie. "Here, let's dress her up like a real model, eh? Come and help me choose some clothes, Crystal, and we'll make her up and give her a posh hairdo. Would you like that, Andy?" I liked it enormously. Carrie dressed me up in one of her long, droopy, fancy frocks, and Crystal draped a shawl around my shoulders and stuck a ring on every finger. Carrie stroked dark shadows on my eyelids and purple lipstick around my mouth, and then brushed my hair up into a crazy kind of bun. Crystal squirted me all over with scent, even though it wouldn't show up on the photograph. Then we had a long posing session, Dad snapping away until he eventually ran out of film. He developed the photographs himself, blundering around in the bathroom in the pitch dark. I couldn't wait to see the finished photographs. I felt as if I'd been transformed into this new grown-up, magical, pretty person. I looked for her in the photographs, but I just saw myself, looking a bit funny in a long frock with stuff smeared all over my face. "I don't like them. Tear them up, Dad." "Oh, I look awful," I said hastily. "No, they're good. The lighting's a bit haywire and you're out of focus here and there, but on the whole they're great," said Dad. "You look great, Andy," said Carrie. "You know what? You'll have to be a fashion model when you grow up. You're nice and tall already. Fashion models have to be very tall." I didn't know that. I thought about the idea. Maybe the photographs weren't too bad after all. Dad gave me some copies to show to Mum when it was her turn to have me. "Oh, for heaven's sake," said Mum, "look at the way they've got you up. You look awful, Andy. All that dreadful makeup, and you're wearing that Carrie's clothes. Why on earth couldn't your father take some proper photos of you in your own clothes instead of all dolled up like a dog's dinner?" "I was being a fashion model, Mum." "Carrie said I could be a model when I grow up." "She did, Mum, honestly." "She would," said Mum, shuddering. "Fashion models aren't fat," said Katie, poking me in the tummy. "I can go on a diet when I grow up," I said, but I was starting to wish I hadn't taken the photos with me. But then Paula came and had a look. "Don't you look grown up, Andy? No one would ever think you are only 10. You look almost as old as me." That pleased me quite a lot. And then Graham had a quick shuffle through the photos too. "Don't, Graham, I look such a twit," I said, going hot. "Yeah, you said it, Andy Pandy," said Katie. "I think you look pretty," said Graham. That pleased me even more. Q is for questions. What's Miss Maynard on about in this letter, Andy? She's moaning about all your dental appointments, saying it would be better if you could go after school. But you haven't had any dental appointments, have you? You went for a check-up in summer and you didn't even need any fillings. So what's going on, Andy? Andy? How did you do in your English test, Andy? And how's the old arithmetic getting on? Why won't you let me see your school books nowadays? You are still top of the class, aren't you, Andy? What's the matter? Come on, Andrea. Answer one question. It's no use looking at Eileen. She's not going to tell you. You weren't paying attention, were you? It's simply not good enough. Do you want to end up a complete dunce? Is that it? Who's been mucking around with my tights? They're all wet and soapy. You've been messing about with your little rabbit again, haven't you? How are things working out for you and Radish, Andrea? Do you mind going from house A to house B and back again? Do you know what time it is, Andy Pandy? Time to go home, only you haven't got a home anymore, have you?